Hello, ladies. Welcome to my channel. Today, I would like to talk about as a woman, you have to be firm. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of times, in a way, women or people in general, I think men can expect women to be wishy washy. They say one thing and mean another. Um, likewise, vice versa. Uh, Maybe some women expect that from men as well. But in general, women can be seen as that, or a lot of men think that they can uh, get you to compromise. For example, if you say that you're waiting until marriage, best believe that man is going to try you every which way to get you to, he's going to try to get you to change your mind or to break you down on that. So, as a woman, you have to remain firm. You know, as the Bible says, let your no mean no and your yes mean yes. Mean what you say and stick to that and don't compromise. Um, Men will respect you for that, but also it'll let them know that they can't try you and they can't play you with that, because if they are able to play you in one area, best believe they're going to try it in other areas, and eventually, what will there be left? A person who's compromised countless times, and the saying is true. If you give someone an inch, they're going to take a mile. So, and probably in many ways that you didn't expect or anticipate until, eventually you can just become so passive to where you're like, oh, like you don't even react anymore. And that's never a good thing. You should always stand up for yourself. So just take these little victories, each little instance of you standing up for yourself. It can become a slippery slope if you don't. Always remember to be firm and be strong. And, if you're morally convicted and everything, don't lose that. Because men, or people in life in general, will try to make it their life's goal to get you to change your mind or compromise on who you are. People love to, first of all, people love controversy. They love scandal. So if you're a person who seems to be, morally upright, or, you're not with the nonsense, you're not with the games, people are just curious to see what that's like if if you're out of your element in that regard. So you always got to be aware of who's around you. And when you're dating men, men, I don't want to make them seem like they're bad or anything, but you just have to have your guard up. And, you got to kind of think like a predator. Like a lot of times, women can be unsuspecting, of a man's intentions. And you kind of just got to always be suspicious. That intuition is there for a reason. Your intuition is your suspicion, okay? If you're suspicious about something, if you're unsure of something, if you have doubts, if you have lingering doubts, especially, pay attention to those. Those are often a sign that's your intuition speaking to you that something's not quite right. If you have to doubt or question for a second if a man loves you, um, I believe that that's an indication that, that he probably doesn't. Um, But I also want the ladies to, stop giving men the benefit of the doubt, especially once they've already showed you that they can't be trusted. I mean, at that point, all doubt has been removed, so you no longer need to extend the benefit of the doubt at that point. If you by default, you know, went out on a limb and gave a man your trust, and then he violated that trust, what else is there? What other questions can there be? You know, you can stop giving someone the benefit of the doubt after they've already, disappointed you in that way. Like that's basically just asking for yourself to continuously allow yourself to be hurt, putting yourself in a position to be hurt repeated times. And at that point, a person is a glutton for punishment. A lot of times, women can allow men to carry them away, like way farther, and push them to do things that they're not comfortable with, and they never thought they would do, or push their limits men like to test boundaries. They like to see how far they can go. So you might naively believe a man when he says, "Oh, I'm just coming over. We're not going to do anything." How many times have I heard that? I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. Like, oh, we're just going to sit in the back of this car right here. I'm not going to do anything. Like, don't believe, ladies, just kind of be aware, okay? That a lot of times when guys, they try to, let's see, they try to present to you a scenario to get you to go along with it, but there's a sinister component to what they're suggesting. So always kind of have your guard up. In the back of your mind, you should be questioning, why does he want to come over to my house so badly? Or what does he really want me to see? Like, he wants you to go over to his house for X, Y, Z reason. You got to really question why. Like, why does he want me over there so badly? He could say, oh, I just got I just got this new fabulous, I don't know, window treatment or whatever. I want you to come over and see it. And then like, the woman might be naive and be thinking, oh, cool, window treatments. That's really what she's thinking. But then the guy gets you over there, and then his true intentions are exposed. He's trying to lay you down. That was his goal from the beginning. And so, or oftentimes women are, a lot of men like to bait and switch. So they will say that they want you over to their house for one reason, but really, once you get there, they had a lot more planned than you had, prepared for. So just keep that in mind, ladies. Know what you're really getting into when pretty much whenever you're behind closed doors with a man, you should be aware that most likely, a little boom boom is probably going to happen. And if you don't want that to happen, you're really not trying to go there. I would suggest not being alone with a guy. I mean, it sounds like a really strict measure, but you kind of have to be, like I said, you have to be firm with that. You have to be firm with your boundaries. All right. Otherwise, men will like completely take advantage of that, of a lack of strong boundaries, completely every time. You're if you have weak boundaries, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I have some room for play here. There's no room for that when you're guarding your heart. There's no room for weak boundaries or flimsy, values or wishy-washy attitudes. When you're guarding your heart, remember that you're guarding your mind, you're guarding your body. Because a lot of the times, men will get what they want, and then you'll never hear from them again. So, I mean, you'll feel 1,000 times better, a million times better, just knowing that he didn't succeed in playing you. Because to them, it's just a conquest. Sleeping with women is just a conquest. But to you, like he took a piece of you, right? So it's like if he got away with that, a lot of times that's their goal. And I would say, I mean, I hate to pull statistics out like this, like out of the sky, but in my experience, I mean, it's been most of the guys. I'm not gonna say a number because I'm not a statistician, but most of the time, a huge majority of the guys who come into your life just want one thing, and you know, they can stay in various forms, like being your boyfriend for X amount of years without putting a ring on it. But I guarantee if you were denying him those privileges, such as playing wifey, giving him your body, cooking, cleaning, laundry, if those benefits were removed, he would make his mind up very quickly if he wants to be with you. So, if you want a man to stop wasting your time in life in general, because we ladies, we don't have, we have a biological clock and everything that we have to react to, respond to. So, I mean, ladies, it's not beneficial to give a man that much of your time to make a decision because the reality of it is men know when they want what they want. They know from the moment they look at you what their intentions are. I've heard men say this many times. I see wifey or she's just for play or whatever. Men can even, be intimate with a woman that they despise. So, I mean, a man sleeping with you is no indication of his feelings for you, which is so bizarre to me. Um, but yes, they are capable of that. So, but yes, ladies, if you don't want to be have your time wasted and taken advantage of, of your generosity or kindness or your time, even as I've stated before, the best way to avoid all of this is to keep your legs closed and avoid situations alone with a man. Any man who does not have the right intentions is not going to want to waste his time, quote, air quotes, with a woman who does not want to be alone with him. I mean, really, when you're alone with a guy, he can do anything. You don't know what type of guy he's going to be. A guy could be like Jeffrey Dahmer or something. There's some modern day guys who are like that. Some of these women go on first dates and they don't return. Who knows what went on there, but you just have to have your guard up. You really don't need to be alone with a man, especially when you're just getting to know him. And until you feel safe, your intuition, you've determined that okay, this guy is safe. And really, if you have an uneasy feeling at any point dating this guy, pay attention to that. Pay attention to your intuition. Okay, it's not necessarily, I mean, it can show up in various forms. I'm just giving you some examples, but an uneasy feeling, always red flag right there. Okay, red flag, something's not right. Your spirit or, you know, something, or the Lord, God has probably spoken to you on some level subliminally that you're just picking up on it. Something's not right about this guy. So before you give your trust away, as one of my favorite YouTubers, Coach Rod, has stated, a man has to let a man earn your trust. Don't just give your trust away. Trust has to be earned. So avoid extending the benefit of the doubt. Okay, men in that situation only see on the receiving end, they see extending the benefit of the doubt to them. They see that as naivety. They see it as, oh, I can run game. I can get away with whatever I want. They only take advantage of that. They don't respect, you giving them the benefit of the doubt. They see it as weakness. They see kindness for weakness a lot of the time. So yes, I just want to encourage you to remain firm in your boundaries and your convictions and your moral beliefs, and don't compromise. And always be kind of suspicious um, of a man's intentions. Like, what does he really want? Don't be unsuspecting and be taken by surprise that, oh, this man, he did all this. Like, men can convince you. They will try to do anything to convince you that they want that they want something other than sleeping with you. They will try to do that, and you just have to let that go in one ear and out the other and watch his actions. Okay, because something's not lining up. His actions and his words, they should line up. When you're going to certain situations, you got to be like, oh, what he really want? What could potentially really happen here if I go with him? You have to think that way. You have to be suspicious. Don't be unsuspecting. Don't be naive. Like, he wants to be alone with you. It's for a reason. And that reason is to get you on your back, to lay you down. So I just want to say, stop being so trusting, especially of strangers or someone that, to you, we're taught not to judge people, but if someone gives you a bad vibe or just looks sketchy, I say for your personal safety and protection, it's okay to like run away, break out into run, or just walk on the other side of the street or something. Just do what your instincts are telling you to do in that situation. Okay, you don't have to sit by someone or be let someone in the door or something if they look mad sketchy and you're like, oh, I don't want to judge him, or I want to give them, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, nope, it's my safety or your comfort. I mean, I'm choosing my safety every time. All right, ladies, that's all for today. See you in the next vid. Bye.